Last month, I went to Instagram and YouTube and asked you all one question. A question about questions. What question are you looking forward to getting an answer to in 2024? The year's just getting started, and we have a whole coaster season in front of us. And even more exciting, we have a lot of announcements to be made. You all gave me hundreds of ideas. I went through all of them, and I compiled the best ones. So let's run them down. These are the burning questions we will get answers to in 2024. Before we get started, if you can drop this video a like, I'd appreciate it. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. Also, give me a sub if you're new here and love coasters. I gotta do some quick channel plugs. Airtime Thrills raw footage. I made this for other YouTubers looking for copyright-free off-ride footage. Also, Home Run Productions. This is my channel where I nerd out about baseball. I did this video last year, so let's see what came up and if we really got the answers we were looking for. Where will the first access coaster go? Now we know, Saudi Arabia. What will Zambezi Zinger mean for the rest of the Cedar Fair chain? We saw Dorney Park get a new dive coaster, but Cedar Fair's plans may have changed for obvious reasons. RMC posted a cryptic message on Reddit back in 2022 that read, RMC Giga coming. We didn't get an answer on that one. Alton Towers Secret Weapon 9. We didn't get a straight answer on that one either. What will the Silver Dollar City 2024 project be? It is what we all thought, an RMC indoor family coaster. What will happen to the Flash at Discovery Kingdom? This reopened in late March, so it lives on. Will El Toro reopen and how will it ride? It did reopen, but I have not heard good things about how rough it is now. Will Desperado finally reopen? No, it didn't, but there was no word about it being dead either. What will the B&M surf trains feel like? Turns out, people seem to love them. That crazy airtime when it lifted you off the floor. Will Lost Island have a more successful second year? Based on what I read, they did see more people come in, but they're not profitable yet. What exactly is Primordial and is it amazing? There are some reviews out there on YouTube, and based on what I've seen, it's cool, it's got some tricks, but it's nothing we haven't seen before. What will Kodaland do next? Well, it didn't open yet, so put that on hold. When will Accelerator reopen and what will it look like? It was closed all year, but did reopen in November, still using that hydraulic launch. Will SeaWorld continue to add new coasters? They're adding 2 family coasters to the Florida parks. What season pass system will Six Flags settle on? They kept changing their passes every couple months, and this year they unveiled their Six Flags Plus membership system. Also, their Gold, Platinum, and Diamond Pass. This year, we'll have more questions about passes, but we'll talk about that later. What will happen to Top Thrill Dragster? We found out it's going to be called Top Thrill 2, featuring a multi-pass launch and a 400-foot back spike. Last one, what's Six Flags going to do under Salim Basool? On March 1st, we got a detailed rundown of all their new 2023 editions, and it was a lot of very family-oriented stuff. Then we got the 2024 editions in August, and it was very similar to the old days. Some small-scale coasters, some good flat rides, some upgraded areas. But with the merger, going forward, this is all for naught. Let's get into the questions we will get answers to in 2024, ranked on how many votes these got on Instagram and YouTube. I got a ton of good responses, but a lot of people put their ideas for things that are more long-term, and I'm just looking for stuff that we know, or that we're pretty sure is going to be answered this year. I'll also show the names of everyone who mentioned these topics, so shout out to everyone who made this video possible. Number 22. What will Hot Wheels Twinmill racers be like? This is part of the brand new Mattel Adventure Park, and assuming it actually opens this year, we get to see what this Chance Rides Hyper GTX is all about. We heard about a dark ride section, and a launch, multiple inversions, so this is kind of a mystery coaster as of now. We just have renderings and little facts like that. So what Chance has up their sleeve? We'll find out this year if this park in Glendale, Arizona opens their gates. Number 21. What will happen to Demon at Six Flags Great America? We may not get an answer this year, but we can start making assumptions based on what happens to it. Will we see hints of removal? Maybe survey markers on the ground? Will they make any investments to the ride? All of this could give us clues for what they plan to do for it in 2025. Getting ready for their 50th anniversary, possibly replacing this with a new coaster, so keep your eyes open. Number 20. What will Silver Dollar City do with their newly acquired land? In late 2022, they closed on 836 acres near Table Rock Lake, about 15 minutes from the park. It's too far away to expand the park, but maybe they have something bigger in the works. Something's gonna happen sooner or later. Number 19. Will we finally get a replacement for King's Dominion's volcano? I think this is the year that we'll find out. Merger or no merger? They got their 50th anniversary coming up in 2025, and this is the time for them to make a big announcement. Number 18. What's Busch Gardens Williamsburg new project gonna be? It looks like there's big plans on the plot where Dragonfire used to be. And just like King's Dominion, Busch Gardens is also celebrating their 50th. Also, shout out to Brook West Fallout Official, mentioning both these parks in line for a new attraction, both having that big anniversary coming up. And it begs the question, will these parks try and outdo each other? Meaning, they both won't settle for a family coaster. Number 17. What's going on with Dododampa? I don't know if we'll get a definitive answer this year, but maybe an update. It's kind of in the same boat as Desperado. You think we're gonna get a clue, one way or another, but it's been closed for 2.5 years and nobody knows anything. This is Fuji-Q Highland's Thrust Air Coaster, the fastest accelerating coaster in the world, but there have been reports of the ride hurting people's spines, and that's not good. Number 16. What's Herschend gonna do with Kentucky Kingdom, especially now that T3 is gone? We haven't seen Herschend do anything with their new park yet, but now that they're minus one major coaster, it makes sense to replace it. Herschend is not cheap when it comes to their 2-star parks, so we'll see how ambitious they are for this smaller park in Louisville. Number 15. Will we see more Vekomas flood into the US? This was on last year's video also, and we did get some announced for 2024. We saw the Flash, that was the biggest one, but we also got our first 2 family boomerangs, one for Kings Island, one for Holiday World. That's nice, but now that Vekoma is establishing a relationship with these parks and chains, will we see the big ones start rolling in? I'd be surprised if we see nothing for next year, but it may be more family coasters. Number 14. How will Lightning Rod's chain lift affect the ride? I can't believe this only got 2 votes, and one was mine, so thanks to Airtime Mike for having my back. How thrilling will the lift hill be? Will that affect how fast the rest of the ride is? These are important questions, and they could knock Lightning Rod out of a lot of people's top 10s. I don't think it'll be better, but hopefully it's not worse. At the very least, it'll be open. Number 13. Will the Flash at Great Adventure be successful, or will it be a capacity mess? I'm sure Six Flags and the new chain have their eyes on the Flash this year. They're gonna see how reliable it is, how people react to it, and how many people can it really go through each hour. If everything checks out, we probably see more in the chain starting next year. Number 12. What's going on with Kodaland, and will those new coasters finally open? They've tricked us before, getting delayed year after year, but they're getting track on site, and when Palindrome and Circuit Breaker finally open, it's gonna be awesome. We just don't know if that's gonna be 2024. Number 11. How will the economy affect the announcements for 2025? And if it goes south, will there be any parks that don't make it out alive? At the time I'm writing this, I don't know what's going on with the economy. It seems like we're headed toward a recession one minute, and the next minute they're talking about cutting interest rates. No matter what, these parks and chains may be apprehensive, but hopefully we don't have a recession, or if we do, it won't be so bad that it causes people to stop traveling, and parks that are already on the edge get pushed over it. Number 10. After the Six Flags Cedar Fair merger, what will the season passes look like? I'm assuming once we have one mega chain, they will have one pass that gets you into all 27 parks. How much will that cost us? Will it be more than buying 2 passes beforehand? And will they offer a more regional pass since 27 parks is a lot, and for a lot of people it make it kind of expensive? I think, in the end, for those of us who usually get a fancy pass for both chains, this should end up saving us money, but I could be wrong, it's not up to me. For employees of these parks, they might also suddenly have a lot more access. Number 9. What does the future hold for California's Great America? Also, does this merger change anything regarding the park's future? That second part, I don't think so. The sale's done. It seems like Prologis is going to do what they're going to do. The only one that can stop it is the city. This merger could speed up the timeline for the park's closure, or maybe it'll have no impact on its future whatsoever. Still, keep your eyes open for clues. Number 8. Will this family coaster trend continue? In 2024, there aren't a lot of great additions coming to America. Major parks are going small this year, and there can be several reasons why. It could be because of inflation. They're choosing smaller projects because the big ones are insanely expensive. Or maybe they did some market research, and they felt like a family coaster is what they need. B&M's got 2 family coasters coming out. RMC has their Wild Moose. They got Fire in the Hole this year. SNS just announced the single rail family coaster model. Vekoma is making a splash this year. There's a lot more options out there for parks to choose from. How good these will be? That's a good question, but probably not relevant. These family coasters are not made to thrill coaster enthusiasts, but it would be nice if they offered some thrill. Number 7. Will Zamperla continue their rise? Will we see other renovations like Top Thrill 2 and Thunderbolt? How successful will these be? That last part, I don't have much concern over that. I think these will do just fine. Still, I think the industry will be watching these coasters, and if everything does well, especially maintenance-wise, we could see more launch coasters get this renovation. Zamperla isn't just about renovations either. They're building their portfolio, they're building relationships, and the door is open for more of their products to fly off the shelf. Number 6. Will Six Flags Cuba announce an opening date? Or will this open at all? It seems like they're aiming for a 2025 opening. Their coasters are all under construction right now, and assuming the funding doesn't dry up, it should be finished and open sometime next year. If they get far enough along to get this done, this will suddenly feel a lot more real. A lot of people are still skeptical if this will ever open, and I couldn't tell you one way or another. We have seen way too many international projects be completed and get abandoned. Look at Wonderland Eurasia, look at Hot Go Dreamworld, stuff like this happens. Number 5. Will SeaWorld continue their mass investment? This was a question last year, and as of now, the answer was yes, although their big additions were B&M family coasters. We talked about a plan for Busch Gardens Williamsburg. That looks like it's happening, but what else is in store? Regarding those 2 B&Ms, could that be a package deal for something bigger? Could we start seeing clues for a Giga coming to Tampa? SeaWorld picked up right where they left off pre-COVID, so who knows how long it'll last before they slow down. Number 4. Why is Magic Mountain removing the Golden Bear Theater? Does this have anything to do with the Giga rumors from their social media team? I think the merger opens the door for that Giga, but those teasers came out way before the merger was announced. Still, they're not taking out the Golden Bear Theater for fun, so we'll have to see if they have something in store for 2025. Number 3. What's going to happen to Montezuma's Revenge? Knott's announced a major renovation 2 years ago. This was going to be down until 2023, but there were some crazy things that happened between now and then. Rumors that the loop was removed by accident. Rumors the contractor pulled out of the project. I don't know what's true and what's not, but something bad happened and the ride never reopened in 2023. This classic is hanging in the balance. Number 2. Top Thrill 2. How good will it be, and how reliable will it be? There's no doubt, the ride's going to be more dynamic. You got 3 launches now. You got a backward section, a huge back spike, and you still get up to 120 miles an hour and spiral down 400 feet. But people love Top Thrill Dragster for its launch. All that power, getting the train up to speed in just a couple seconds. So will it be better? That's up for debate. This will also use LSMs, and any launch coaster is prone to problems, especially when it's new. But I hope it's more reliable than the old version. It's a low bar to clear, but for Zamperla's sake, and for Cedar Point's sake, and for everyone in line's sake, I hope it's not plagued by downtime. Best case scenario, the ride's more fun and it's more open. Number 1. The merger. What will be announced and who will get the first new additions? There are so many questions about the merger. Check out my latest buy or sell video for all that. And this had by far the most action. 49 people chiming in on this topic. We won't get all our answers right away, but assuming this does go through and Six Flags and Cedar Fair do merge in the spring, we're gonna get those announcements in the late summer. We will get a window into who their favorites may be, what they're willing to invest in, and what manufacturers they work with. Does this new chain put aside their problems with Gerstlauer, RMC, and Intamin, and start fresh with all of them? Or does their animus carry over to the new chain, and all 3 get blocked out? Also, what will the Skip-to lines look like? Fastlane, Flash Pass. Those are going to be on sale sometime around Labor Day, assuming they offer all chain options you can add to your season pass. If not, we'll find out more once the parks open in 2025. That's all for this video. Let me know what you think of these topics, and if you have any burning questions of your own that will be answered this year. Before you go, don't forget to drop a like, and give me a sub and follow me for all the crazy stuff that's going to happen this year. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.